Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Evil Men. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Man. I wonder if this is. If this was the first time you've listened to an episode, what an intro.
It's just some funny lads hanging out.
To me, it's a mix of Gregorian chant and some Beach Boys type stuff.
I bet it feels amazing to Gregorian chant.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You and your male friends all wearing old brown cloaks.
Time to chant.
I can feel and smell the presence of God.
I mean, it feels really. It just feels like you're tapping into something when you do that.
Do you think that we could commission the Gregorian chant pop hit makers Enigma to reform and do like a new theme song for us or some like interstitial music?
Do they say Rosanna or Hosanna?
I know they did Return to Innocence. Was that?
How does that song go?
Who does the one that goes, Sad, dis-moi, Rosanna? What is that? I get Enigma and Enya mixed up.
Me
doesn't-
too. Because I
doesn't
was
ring a
gonna
bell.
say, what's the
Is-
one
am
that's
I
like?
saying Enya?
Who can say what the wind?
That's
Oh,
Enya.
that's sick. That song is fucking sick.
Yeah, that's Enya, right?
That song is so good.
And then to confuse matters even more, Eminem. So you got
I
Enigma,
know.
Enya, Eminem.
Don't forget Mr. Enigma, a.k.a. the Riddler.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so dumb that that's his name in
yeah,
real life.
I know. It's like my name being Mr. C. Lock, and then I become Clockman
The Clockman.
at night.
Enigma. That's because
Man, that's good.
Time to chant. Clockman says.
Clockman, why do you say time to chant? That doesn't really seem to match up. Oh, yes, it does.
Yeah, it's chant o'clock. I don't get the combination of the two themes.
Your manager's like, Clockman, what if you have come up with a line more about time? Time to die.
Clockman, make a clock with your chants. I love the confusion.
You paint a clock on your head. It's like the worst.
And I'm
villain.
chanting?
what's the Clockman's name in Beauty and the Beast, the cartoon?
Oh, well,
Clocko?
It's a French one.
there's Lumiere, the
He's the
candelabra.
Right.
man. Yeah,
And-
but there's a Clocksworth. Cogsworth.
Oh, fuck. That's not
Cogsworth.
French.
He's DC Comics. Cogsworth. Because it's dark.
Oh,
Whereas
yeah.
Marvel is silly. DC Comics
Cogsworth.
is dark. That's why you have a character named Enigma.
Yeah. I'm a clock who was turned alive by a witch's curse, and my parents were murdered. Yeah, there's a lot going on with Cogsworth in the DC Comics reboot.
Imagine. So, Chris, you're talking to someone, and they're like, "Okay, Chris, you better be on time and be there at 5 p.m." And you go, "Don't worry, I'm never late. I'm Clockman." And then they go, "You're Clockman?" And you go, "Yeah, see?" And then you bend over, and a clock is painted on your head.
Yeah. And they go, the small hand and the long hand literally never move. They're tattooed on at 6:45 p.m. Time to do the dishes after dinner. That's the time it's always stuck on.
Oh man.
What time is it, Clockman? You tell me. Then I show a tattoo of a clock that says 6:45.
It's always 6:45.
It's all, you know what they say? It's always 6:45 on Clockman's head.
When Toronto needs you, they beam a big clock that says 6:45 into the sky.
Yeah. Everyone's confused. How can it be 6:45 already? I just had lunch.
Oh my God.
Clockman, time to chant. Clockman has his special powers. 1, he has a tattoo of a clock on his bald head. And 2, he will chant to burglars until they go into jail by their own accord.
You see a burglary happen and you stand looking at them and go, "Who can take what the
Clockman has arrived." They're like, okay, well, they put jewelry
they're
back
like-
in the shop.
they're stealing a woman's purse?
And they're like, forget it.
No, they're just like, okay, and they just take her purse and
Yeah.
run away.
Clockman, your chanting is not effective.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
the
it
chief of
is. It
police.
is.
Oh, what should I use? A gun like you guys? Like fighting
That
with
would
the
be
police
better.
department?
Listen, Clockman, we appreciate what you're trying to do here, but it's just not working.
Listen, Clockman, we know you don't have the time to go through the steps it takes to become an actual police officer. But we do think it would help.
Clockman, did you remember to pick up your kids from school today? No, I don't have the time. It's like, what?
Clockman's wife files for divorce.
Always running out of time. If you're Clockman, shouldn't time be on your side? It's not.
Clockman, make love to me. Sorry, I don't have the time.
Why you seem like you're enjoying that you can't make love to me.
I'm starting to think Clockman is a bad guy. Time's up.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Clockman. This could be a movie we could pitch.
Clockman, have you come to help? Sorry, I don't have the time.
Then why are you here?
Just to get some Clockman
Some
press.
clock fresh air. Just to get some fresh air in my clock.
His superhero suit is like the body of a grandfather clock. It's like actually got wood panels on it.
Very cumbersome, very hard to move in.
When he walks, it creaks and dongs. Ting, ting.
Oh man.
Can you stop time or something?
No.
No. Screw it.
I don't have the time to do that.
So Clockman's thing is you don't have time.
Even though you blatantly do, because you're just wandering around the city telling everyone you don't have time.
Yeah. What do you not have time? Like, why do you have to go? I have to go tell more people I don't have time to do stuff.
Clockman strikes again.
Clockman, do you have a job?
I don't have the time. Stop saying that.
Yeah, like you need to get a job, man.
I
Like,
don't have the time. It's
you
like
have to pay rent.
it's like an agoraphobic person with OCD all of a sudden. I don't have the time to do anything. All right, it's
my
fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. 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 It's actually got like
God, I love Clockman.
yeah. He's
Oh.
frustrating, but it's in a fun way.
Yeah, I do think there should be a movie with Clockman.
Yeah.
Starring Chris Lock as Clockman.
Oh
and
please.
Mike
I
as
agree.
the police chief.
Commissioner Jenkins.
And me
Yes.
as, I don't know, maybe Clockman's a normal friend who like is your kind of
Yeah.
confidant, who knows your
Yeah.
identity and everything.
You're the stoner friend who like,
Yeah.
farts and loves nachos from 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
You can play that.
Yeah, as long as the nachos are corn based and don't have gluten,
Can I have a
Should be
pitch for
fine.
Can I have a pitch for Mike
Oh, hell yes.
in Clockman? I would actually like you in Clockman the film
Yes.
to play Tim Burton director.
Oh my
who's
God.
always pursuing Clockman to get the rights to make the movie on his
sure.
life in
Yeah.
the movie.
I want to. I don't know
That's really
how does he
good.
sound. I need to. Clockman, you need to sign this contract. I need to make a poorly reviewed movie about your
Yeah.
story.
Mike, you'll have to grow out your hair.
I'll grow out my hair, wear all black.
Seems like you're on the way.
I'm growing out my
Yeah,
hair
your
for the
hair's pretty
summer.
long.
I think
Well,
maybe I
wait a
did
minute.
look at you and get a Tim Burton influence to come up with that
Mike,
idea.
Well, I'm a goth.
I don't mean to.
Long hair.
But people usually cut their hair short for the summer, not grow it long for the summer, because it's cooler to. You know what I mean?
I'm a
Yeah.
different breed of cat, but I do
Yeah.
have.
So you get a buzz cut every winter and long, beautiful hair every
I
summer.
like to keep my head warm in the summer, cold in the winter. But I do have a haircut booked in
Oh,
2
nice.
weeks.
Oh
There's
man,
some guys by my house that are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That 'cause you live so far from me.
Yeah.
That'd be like me going to a different city for a haircut.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
actually
true.
sad. That, I'm 100% sad that you got a haircut planned, because I do just want to see what will
Yeah.
happen.
I think you should have long
Your hair-
hair in Edinburgh.
Your hair is very thick, and it's I guess it's like curly. It just
Yeah.
kind of grows
I'm
up.
a curly man.
You
Yeah,
should
yeah.
take advantage of that and grow big hair.
Yeah,
big
that'd
hair?
be cool. I
Yeah.
am
Like,
envious.
Take it from me. I wish I could grow a big afro.
My hair is so fine and straight, and if I grow long hair, it gets all oily and long and looks gross.
Ew.
But Mike's long hair would look cool. It would
Remember I
just go
grew my
straight up.
sides and back out long last year?
Oh yeah, that was
That was
good.
really
That was
fun.
good.
It looked insane, but
It was good.
hey, when you started doing the Tim Burton's impression,
Mhm.
Tim Burton's. That's where I get my coffee in the morning and donuts.
Tim Burton's.
Imagine you had imagine we had
No.
Tim Hortons, but it's Tim Burton's, and
That'd
all
be
the donuts
scary.
are spirals,
Oh.
Holy shit.
and spiders are on
Spooky.
them.
Yeah.
We're working out a stand-up bit right
And
here.
the first maybe 3 or 4 donuts he makes are great, and then everything he makes after that is absolute
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sucks.
Yeah. Very bad.
But I wanted to say your Tim Burton impression in the beginning
Yes.
sounded almost a bit more like Herzog.
See, I don't know what he even sounds like.
He
He's
sounds
such
like Werner
He's an
Herzog.
enigma, does he?
Yeah. When
you
I was
must never listen to this audio tape of the bear. Remember, like, he says that to the guy's wife who.
all of a sudden, when I was making Beetlejuice, there was a catastrophe.
Oh yeah, the second Beetlejuice is out very soon.
Beetlejuice. Maybe that's why I got Tim Burton on the brain. I just showed my oldest daughter Beetlejuice and Pee-wee's Big Adventure,
Whoa.
and she
Whoa.
loved them. And that means that your kid's cool, in my opinion.
By the way, promo for our Patreon. On the last bonus episode, we both of Chris's daughters interviewed Chris, and it's one of the best things I've ever heard.
It was like
They're-
Frost
they're
Nixon.
They're adorable.
Intense questions, revealing answers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they were really grilling you.
And
Yeah.
And your daughter calls you little dude, or was a great revelation.
I think that phase is already done, but yeah, there was a good week or two where she's like, I don't know, little guy.
To you,
I'd be like, are your pajamas on? Come on, what's going on? Are your pajamas on yet? She's like, I only have the top on, not the bottoms yet, little guy.
funny yet disrespectful.
it is
Yeah.
a little disrespectful.
wonderful.
to
But it
you.
shows you how we're all just pals at my house.
That's cool.
Yeah.
With that episode, the Patreon one with your daughters also has a great joke run about Cenobites from
yes.
Hellraiser.
I wasn't sure if that was from the episode or the.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was from
And,
that.
and
that was awesome.
a person on our Discord made AI images of us as Cenobites.
Yeah,
at a
I'm
bar.
playing golf with a Cenobite, and you two are in a bar talking to a woman, and you've both been depicted as Cenobites.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
think
gotta
you-
put those
yeah.
on Insta. Thank you to our listener.
Yeah, so these are huge reasons to donate to our Patreon. You get access to the Discord to see the Cenobite pictures,
Yeah.
and you get access from the Patreon account to hear all the Evil's End bonus
There's a
episodes.
million.
You get to
Which-
see exclusive behind-the-scenes production footage
Yeah.
of Clockman as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
once
man.
we hit production,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I guess we don't have to do the Patreon ad later now. We just did it in here.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/evilmen. Check it out.
But I like that in the behind the scenes Clockman press photos, you can see how they've made Toronto to look like New York. That's
Oh my
pretty
God!
cool.
Speaking of making Toronto pretending it's other cities, I'm really pumped for this new M Night Oh God,
Shyamalan.
Shyamalan.
Yeah,
movie,
The Trap.
The Trap with Josh Hartnett in the Sky Dome. It looks really
Also,
fun.
Is the trap the retractable roof trapping a man and crushing him?
Yeah.
it's trapping all of the Jays fans and making them watch a bad game.
Making them watch the 2024 season. Absolute crap.
God,
James,
that's
you
what it's about.
You should try and sneak on set and go, Jay Hartnett here reporting for work.
Oh, that's
And
a
you
good
technically
idea.
wouldn't be lying because your name is James Hartnett. His name is Josh Hartnett.
Thank you, Mike. You know what?
Oh, yeah. Jay Hartnett.
I have
yeah.
no ill will to Josh Hartnett, but I was happy when his career seemed to go away because you wouldn't believe the number of times people say to me without thinking, "Okay, Josh. Hey, Josh." Like people just call me Josh because they hear Hartnett and they
thought
think
you were
Josh
a Hollywood
Hartnett.
celebrity living in Toronto.
It's not that. I mean, that's not the crazy part.
People call me John all the time because of the old ancient philosopher John Locke.
Locke. Oh, cool.
It sucks.
And maybe people.
And
call
he was
Mike,
also more attractive than me.
Was he hot?
John Locke,
He was hot.
the
He-
ancient liberal
Yeah.
philosopher,
Yeah, he had
Wow.
a perfect
Oh,
six-pack
my
and huge penis.
huge wig.
Beautiful scrotum.
Wow.
Did you know that they wore those wigs for a couple centuries because their scalps were shit? How crazy is that? All these aristocrats with wigs on and like bugs crawling all over their scalp.
Speaking of bad scalps, I went to the doctor recently because I was like, "Is that a bump on my head?" So I just asked my doctor, "Is that a weird bump?" And he's like, "No, that's just your skull, but you do have really bad dandruff."
Oh,
Jeez.
That was my.
Christ.
He was really nice. I love my doctor. He's awesome.
Oh.
But
All right.
he said I should use Nizoral. I was like, "Oh,
Nice
well,
roll. I've used that before.
thanks."
I think my scalp is bad too.
No, I've never seen a flake of dandruff on your head.
Thanks, man. I've never seen a flake a day.
Can I give you guys an update on some of my medical news? Because James,
Oh,
Oh,
right.
you told a story
yeah.
about seeing the doctor,
And you had a mole you were getting checked out.
I was getting checked out. And this is the only being a podcaster. Sometimes you
Mhm.
realize, wow, I'm onto something. I've picked the right career. This is what celebrity's all about, you know.
Mhm.
So I went to the dermatologist,
yeah.
and Suze was in town. My girlfriend Suze was in town. I said,
Nice to
Let me
bring your
treat you.
girlfriend
I'll
to
treat you to a trip to the dermatologist
Yeah.
on world famous
Yeah.
Yonge Street.
That's
Mm.
awesome.
And we went there, and as I was checking in with the receptionist, he goes, "Okay, just take a seat there. And by the way, I'm a huge fan of the podcast."
No way. The dermatologist said
The
that?
receptionist, yeah.
Get out.
He must have known
You're going to get good
this
service.
saga.
You're going to get the mole really checked.
I think the episode had been released by then, the live one, Kid Rock. And I was blown away, but I was like, yeah, of course we're getting recognized at the doctor's office, on the street.
It's
you know,
true.
on the subway, because we do a very popular show that everyone loves.
It sounds like you're being sarcastic, but it's true.
It is true. It's
We're
very
killing it
nice.
in locally. We just got to grow a little bit in
Yeah.
the USA.
But can I tell you then, I went to
We gotta
sit.
grow globally.
Yeah, you're right.
I got-
Sorry,
I want
Mike.
to do a live show in New Delhi or something like
Oh,
that.
I can make sure
Oh,
we can do that.
India is a market we have yet to tap.
And there's like,
and I don't know why.
Yeah, China as well. So I got called in finally, like, Mr. Balazzo, please go this way. And then I went into the doctor's office, sat there. The doctor comes in and goes, I hear we've got a celebrity on our hands. And I
Oh
said,
my
Doctor,
God.
you're not wrong. I am a podcast host, and I've appeared on the Winnipeg Comedy Festival. And then he looked at my goddamn mole and said, "Ha, I know that you're a joker, but it seems like your mole is a joker too, because it's totally cancer free. It is not anything to worry about."
Oh,
Aw.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
kind of a boring end to the story.
Yeah, I was-
Oh, that I get to live.
Boo, yeah. We wanted some action and adventure.
He said I could have it removed for a price,
Ooh.
or I could just leave it there and just deal with how unsightly it is.
Where's the mole?
And then he said, "Hold on, I'll be right back. I'll ask your girlfriend what she thinks should be done with the mole."
I did say I'll have to talk to her,
Yeah.
to the doctor.
Where is this mole?
It's like
On your
here,
back.
on my just beneath my neck.
I will just say, as someone who sees you often, I've never noticed moles
neither.
or anything.
Well, this one it's hidden by clothing.
Nice.
You wouldn't see it.
Thank God.
Yeah, you'd only see it if you went to my gym and saw me taking off my shirt.
well, so I guess moles are genetic, huh? They just run in the family.
Moles are genetic.
Keep it in the family.
We keep it in
Keep
the
the moles in the family.
Yeah, yeah. Between my Irish and Eastern European heritage. I'm positively covered in the damn things.
What?
And
I thought the boss was going to make me his successor. Instead, he made his mole the successor.
It's
Yeah.
blood. It's a blood relative. I got no choice.
yeah.
Mike,
You treat my mole with the same respect as you treated me.
And then we celebrated the good news by going to a bar near where I live and having some 2 p.m. Margaritas.
oh, that's fun.
I
Yeah.
don't mind that at all.
Yeah.
In fact, even when I joked about James being the stoner character getting nachos from 7-Eleven, I could go for some 4 p.m. nachos. Sorry, I got distracted.
No, it's okay.
No, it's good.
Can I tell you a funny story now about a real life situation?
Yeah. Does it involve a doctor?
Yeah.
A dance with death?
Yeah, my
Kinda.
skull bump is apparently not,
Oh,
not
sorry,
fine.
I forgot what
no,
we
no,
were
no.
digressed
and
from.
Mike's bowl is fine.
Did you bump
Hey.
your noggin?
No, you know what's funny? I just like it's so stupid. I just was wearing like too tight sunglasses and it hurt like it hurt a
Yeah.
part of my head. And then when I was feeling it a lot, I'm like, is that a new bump? So I just asked my doctor and he was like,
Oh,
no, it's fine.
fuck.
What's wrong?
The same thing as always. Parking.
Oh, fuck. I got my park until 6.
Parking. Every driver's burden.
Nightmare.
Yes, yes. Now, if Tim Burton wants to make a scary movie,
Oh,
he should make a movie called
Parking.
Parking.
yeah.
And it's about a character who owns a car, and he lives in the city, and he
Yeah,
has to
tries to
stop,
find a spot.
and he has to find a place to park.
Yeah, I'm already shivering.
And then he forgets that the time is about to run out, and then he has to redo it. And music by Danny Elfman, accused of sexual crimes.
He
Is
was?
that true?
Yeah,
When?
like a year ago or something.
Oh.
God damn it.
It's weird those photos of him when
When he was trying to be cool with
Well,
like
he's the guy that now has like orange hair and is super ripped, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
but I feel like I want to be like that too, and I will probably not achieve that until I'm his age.
I sort of don't want you to do that. I think
You don't want me to be
it's
ripped?
creepy. Well, not the way Danny Elfman's ripped.
Well, I won't have long red hair.
Chris, your friends all stage an intervention like, we don't want you to look like Danny Elfman.
Oh God.
What was your story though that you were gonna say?
Well, it'd be funny. I just thought of a joke too when you were wrapping up the skull thing. It'd be funny if you had a bump on your skull and your doctor rubbed it for a bit and went, I think what needs to happen is you need to stop thinking so hard right here. Huh? Like it put a dent in that part of the. So the thing happened to me is I had to pick up my girls, 2 daughters, from their summer camp the other day and go all the way home. And it's about a hour walk, which you don't want to do with the kids because they're fine. They're troopers. We always make long walks a fun quest or a mission we got to do, you know?
I bet it would take forever
It
though.
would take forever,
Yeah.
especially with Claire. She's young, like 5, you know?
Mm.
But we go from Kiel Station to Runnymede. Then we're going to take the bus up Runnymede. Am I doxing myself too hard? I don't live right there. Anyways.
You're good. Just don't say anything
Yeah.
more.
Some of the Patreonios walk by me in my neighborhood all the time.
Oh, that's nice.
What's up?
That's disrespectful of them.
What's up, local bros? But so we're waiting at the Runnymede station in Toronto on a bus, and all of a sudden the bus starts honking like, and it doesn't stop honking for 20 minutes.
Was the
And
bus
they
horny?
don't know how to fix it.
Oh,
And then, yeah, it was horny. It was literally horned.
the bus is horny. Everyone off.
Yeah, and then literally, this is just the story of my life, man. Like, I just try to do one day normally, and insane shit happens. But I had to walk home with my daughters because the bus honked itself out of service. They had to shut the bus off, and they were like, "Sorry, this is out of service." After sitting on a bus that was honking its horn for like 20 minutes.
That
Ask
sucks.
anyone who was there.
So they couldn't turn it off.
There was another woman with 2 kids there. Another woman, but you get it. There was another person there who was a woman with 2 kids.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm not saying I'm a woman. And also,
You're not like Joe
You're-
Biden.
Sure, you're not. Yeah.
that's why I'm getting ripped and not wearing a shirt like Danny Elfman. I want you all to know. But anyways,
That you're a woman.
that I'm not a woman.
Oh.
Oh God, who cares? I don't know what I'm saying. But
So they couldn't fix the bus.
every day I can't do any task without the city blockading me and wrapping me up into some just fucking. Nothing's easy in the city. Every time I leave the house,
someday you should
I'm
move out to the
fucked.
country
by myself.
with your wife and kids.
Yeah, I
You
guess.
could
But
do
I
the
want my kids to
podcast
do stuff.
over the computer. Yeah, true.
I want my kids to do stuff. Maybe they'll be out of the house at that point. I don't know. But I swear, every time you leave the house, the city fucks you.
2 times this week, and it was a short week.
A bus
I couldn't
got
get
honked
home.
to death.
I couldn't get home 2 times this week because the subway stopped running because there was an
Yeah.
emergency.
I'm late for something the other
You
day.
think
I get
that's
off at
someone jumping-
Spadina. The streetcar's not working.
Yeah.
I got to go wait for a bus. Bus starts zigzagging through all different kind of streets. It can't even go in a straight line.
Well, that wouldn't happen.
Same with the other day.
Yeah.
I was trying to go down Queen on the streetcar. Next thing I know, I'm at fucking Dundas and Dufferin on the same streetcar. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
wherever y'all say I gotta go.
This is a real slice of what it's like to live in Toronto, Canada's biggest city.
I'm genuinely, speaking of getting older and getting ripped like Danny Elfman, I'm genuinely turning into a
Grumpy old man.
curmudgeon. Yeah, grumpy old.
It's a
You
thing
wanna
to
hear
watch
the
for
latest
our-
stand-up joke I wrote?
Okay.
I haven't done it on stage yet, but this is the latest stand-up joke I've been working on. It's simply it's 2 words. I just go, "Fuck you."
That's okay. We could workshop
It's
that.
funny to me. That's the thing. That's where my brain's at.
Do you know how-
That's funny to me.
Imagine how Danny Elfman would have dealt with being kicked off a bus because he was honking too much. He would have used that. He would have written some circus-type music, made
Yeah.
a lot of money by licensing it to like a movie or a TV show.
He literally did just make his own circus music.
Circus music, then he would have gone home and worked out intensely, hired a
just gonna
lawyer
look
to
up what
hire
he
a lawyer
did.
to
Do you
fend
know what I
off
mean,
the
though? I don't think-
accusations.
I don't think guys even look good getting this ripped. I mean, I don't like it.
Well, okay, can I be honest with you then? Because
Yes,
I
you
don't,
can.
I sincerely,
His name isn't Danny Buffman. It's Danny Elfman.
That's
oh
true.
God, he's not that's the thing. Anyways. Oh
You were
my
gonna say he's
God.
not handsome. Well, he's a normal looking guy in theory, but
In theory.
his hairstyle makes him. I'm just gonna be frank. His hairstyle makes him look like a pervert.
His hairstyle determines his death style.
He's got sort of a red bob haircut, and I just don't like it. So that's
he looks
just
sort
my
of
2
like
cents.
from the Breakfast Club. Who am I thinking of? Molly Ringwald, but if she was a buff musician who was a man, you know,
Yeah,
it's a unique look. You can't deny.
you can't deny it. Well,
There's no real details here.
shall we move on and do a little?
Oh, I think he masturbated over somebody.
Oh, that's not good.
And it was like dun, 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 dun. I'm sorry, I'm being such a curmudgeon. But okay, but this is what I want your opinion on.
Oh, okay.
I obviously am not of the body type that would get incredibly ripped.
Okay.
But if I got stronger, like my biceps got bigger, I did trim about 10 pounds off the belly.
Nice.
No, I'm saying
Oh,
if I
you
did.
I thought you were telling me you lost 10 pounds.
No, I feel like I put on weight yesterday taking the girls out to Harvey's and then Cineplex.
Okay. So you're saying you probably don't have the body that could get.
But if I was bigger and like a bit more like jacked, like a real, like I don't like the Hollywood sculpted fit, which
Yeah.
Mike is.
Yeah, it's my curse.
yeah.
But
They-
like,
People call me Canada's Danny Elfman.
Fittest man.
if I get a
Yeah.
sort of vintage big
Yeah,
and I didn't wear a shirt in my 40s, would you think that's disgusting?
like old style wrestler,
honest.
like old timey
Yeah,
wrestler.
yeah.
kind
Old
of
timey
guy.
wrestler is
I
exactly
mean-
what I want.
No. There's just something about it.
I'm not gonna have. I'll never have abs. I don't think in a million years.
Yeah. I mean,
I think
no.
abs are the things that make it the weird part.
All I get in my feed are these ads are like, get a flat tummy at 60. And it's these old men with beards doing workouts on a chair, like core exercises.
Yeah.
Have you seen those? They all look like Santa Claus
no,
at the gym.
this is your algo.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, but it shows up in mine too. I know exactly what he's talking
Yeah.
about.
Not me.
You
Okay,
just
so
have buxom women doing chair exercises.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, James's algorithm is learn how to become a blue jay by using a chair.
Imagine if Weezer were all
All right.
hot girls.
I wish.
Blue Album was the hottest the Weezer's ever been as girls. Okay, so
Rivers
I don't want to wear
good
shirts.
in
I don't. I sincerely don't like wearing shirts.
I was just gonna say Rivers looked pretty good in the El Scorcho video, so
Oh.
check it out on YouTube.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, but you want to get fit,
Yeah.
and is that weird? No,
As in my 40s, I want to like get fit and not wear
I'm just
a shirt.
saying there's a limit. Like the way Danny Elfman looked, it's sort of, I don't know. I don't like it. There's some limit. But if you just got fit and took your shirt off, I'd applaud you.
Look, here's the thing.
Okay.
Well, I'm more attractive than Danny Elfman.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
But here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Base foundation of my desires is I don't want to be a part of society.
Okay.
Easiest thing I can do now.
that's different
but
from Danny
easiest thing I can
Elfman.
do now
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
control in the situation I'm in now is I can take off my shirt. That's a little bit of a rebellion, a little bit of a personal freedom.
Halfway there. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're
But
halfway there.
But you can take it off now.
Oh, you took off your shirt.
You could start taking off your shirt now. You don't have to be more fit to do that.
Well, I have.
Oh,
I did
good.
at the live show.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Except I was wearing a leather
Oh, yeah,
jacket.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I
Yeah.
love it. I do. I do.
Oh, God.
Before we do our topic, Chris, you were going to give a shout out to the wonderful people at Bob Bazaar.
We're back, and it's been a while, but we're at Bob Bazaar, the incredible Roncesvalles shop that has everything for everyone, something for everyone. It's so fun and fantastic. Owned by Sophia and Nicole. Thanks so much for having us. And there's another Sophia that works here, and she's Jack Hirschfeld's roommate, who is like one of the funniest guys. There's a lot
Maybe
going on
too
here.
much info, but
I just
Yeah.
want everybody to know what a great community we have behind us. And
If you come here, you're bound to run into at least one Sophia.
well, also Jordan Brown works here part-time sometimes, and she's been a guest on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And James brought her an Evil Men t-shirt today.
I did. And actually, check the Instagram, Evil Men Instagram feed, because soon I will sell you, the listener, an Evil Men shirt if you want. I'll put up details on our Evil Men Instagram.
We have a bunch more in stock, and they're ready to be
Yeah.
sold like hotcakes.
Yes,
And like
absolutely.
James said, I've made this commercial very busy with tons of information.
Mm.
The Evil Men t-shirts are their own thing on our Instagram account,
Yeah.
and Bob
And
Bazaar
we
is
thank
its
Bob
own
Bazaar
thing.
for
It's like a
letting us
mashup.
use
Mashup
their
commercial.
store.
Bob Bazaar, it's the best. It's on Roncesvalles, one of the most fun, awesome streets in the city. Tons of restaurants, close to Hyde Park,
Yeah.
close to the lake. Doesn't get any better than that. You're going to the lake, you're going to Hyde Park, stop by
Close
Bob
to
Bazaar.
close to Aaron Eves.
Close to Aaron
which is
Eves.
Huge.
Go to his house.
Go to his house. We'll put Mike. Could you put Aaron's address in the show notes?
Absolutely. Yes.
Go to Aaron's house at 2 a.m. and play outside his house. You'll see Aaron.
Okay. Well.
Can I say, I was just taking the streetcar down Roncesvalles to get here to record today.
Mhm.
There was an elderly Polish couple sitting in front of me,
Mhm.
and I was listening to my AirPods. I was like, is someone playing the radio? I took my AirPods out. They were singing old Polish folk songs together out loud, harmonizing.
I think that's
Nice.
charming. Charming.
Yeah.
Did you hate? Did you not?
Did I hate it? No.
Yeah.
I yelled at them. Some of us are trying to listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
No.
Some
but
of us are trying to listen to Polish podcasts.
I'm not. Yeah. I don't need to hear Polish music. Thank you. I'm listening to a Polish podcast.
There is a Polish restaurant. God, what's it called? You know, it's a few blocks up from here. It's the best schnitzel and pierogies your heart could ever desire.
McNewski's?
McDonald's.
Well,
I forget. Cafe Polonaise.
okay.
Shout out to Cafe
okay.
Polonaise.
No,
Let's move
I
on.
just
I gotta
mean-
go watch sports with my friend Tom.
No, I just thought. I mean, they're not paying us to sponsor.
Right.
You know.
But I also just want to be.
No,
Yeah,
it's nice.
No,
It's
you're
nice
right.
to be nice, but
You're right.
shall we move on to the part of the podcast where we talk about an evil man? I think that could be good.
It's one, not the most, but it's one of the most popular parts of the show.
Chris, this week you chose the guy, and you did all the research, and you're gonna tell us about it.
And I didn't do the research kicking and screaming. It was easy, right?
I can see on your computer your mom just texted you.
Yeah, she wants.
Can
she,
I
She
read
wants
it?
to see if I'm gonna go shirtless or not at her big party.
Chris, who did you choose?
Well, Danny Elfman. No.
That would be good, actually.
No, actually, there was a member of Enya who was pretty bad. No. This is Matthew Hopkins, the original witch finder general.
It's super interesting. And, the week you were away a couple weeks ago, we
Yeah.
did a different witch hunter guy. So
It's
bit of
the
a theme.
season of the witch.
It is.
As
Really?
Donovan predicted.
Yeah, you were away, and Mike and I,
I don't even know that
did
one.
one
Yeah.
about this dude,
Kramer.
Kramer. That's right.
Was he
Kramer.
American or British?
He was
German.
German.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, this one has ties to the episode 20 something we did.
Okay.
It's an earlier episode where we did William Stoughton. Remember the witch hunter
Yeah.
from Salem?
Yeah, 3 witch hunters on this podcast. Impressive.
Those guys are fucked up.
3 rotten eggs.
I'm sorry I didn't listen to that
You're-
other episode yet.
Oh, don't worry.
No, I will. I love hearing you guys talk even when I'm not around.
You know what's funny? When Mike and I did it without you, I would honestly say the first 10 minutes or so, I almost felt awkward. It was almost like, oh, what is this? There's no Chris around. Or like it was a little weird. But then I felt like we got used to it, and it was a really fun, great
And
episode.
it was the best episode since.
Then it was like
ever.
way better
We got
than
our
usual.
groove on. We were nominated for several awards.
Yeah, no, it was fun though. It was good. But to be honest, it made me think, hey, if anyone, when one of us misses a week, it's actually no big deal.
Well, it reminds me of the time that when Mike and I had a shower for the first time without you.
oh,
That felt
I
weird.
didn't know you did
Yeah,
that.
because you were kind of like a buffer.
Yeah.
right.
Like if the three of us are showering together,
I'm kind of in the middle. You stay over here.
yeah,
stay
you
over
make
here.
it fun too, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Who's,
you know.
who's on scrub patrol? Who's on lather
Right.
patrol?
Yeah, we had
Who's
to
on
like.
singing patrol?
Yeah, we had to make these agreements.
Yeah.
So if I'm
Uh,
not there, do you guys just like go nuts on
ver-
each other?
We clean.
kind of the
we were s-
opposite. It's pretty quiet in the shower.
Oh, yeah. Listeners don't know that we all live together and sleep in one bed and shower together.
We play the actual. Speaking of Matthew Hopkins, we play the live at the Witch Trials Fall album, and listen to that while we suds each other up. Okay, Matthew Hopkins.
I honestly hate to have a shower with. No offense with. I would hate it if we all had a shower. I would just hate that.
Huh.
If I guess
Mhm.
out after a pool or something maybe, but I'm just throwing that out there. I don't want to do that.
I think you're throwing it out there because you don't want any listener to possibly wonder if we did shower together for real.
No.
And we don't want anyone to make artwork of the three of us showering.
Oh,
especially that would
that
be
means they
Oh.
will.
Yeah.
That means they
Nightmare.
will. It's like
Oh,
saying don't think
crap.
of an elephant. You
Yeah.
immediately think of an elephant.
Yeah, don't think of 3 elephants.
When I'm trying to last longer in the
Of varying trunk sizes.
when I'm trying to last longer in the bedroom, I think of the three of us showering. And it doesn't work. It makes things.
Oh,
all
wait
kick
a
off.
minute.
Yeah.
That's not good. If it makes you too
Well, it does the
well,
opposite of what I wanted. Yeah.
I would like to pitch a sci-fi show where a guy is living his normal life and he has these weird dreams of showering with his 2 friends. And then what the trick is, what the
Sci-fi?
reveal is at the end. But what the reveal is like the regular life is a simulation and he's been manipulated in and living in a shower with his 2 friends is actually the true reality.
Whoa, I like that.
See what I mean?
I like that.
There's something about 3 friends showering together that powers like the robot, the AI of the future, but they need to implant like a real world
I like that. He keeps
know?
having these flashes, and
It's
he's
like the
going, "What is
Matrix.
this vision I'm having? I don't understand." And
Yeah.
the vision is the actual reality.
Yeah, it's like
Which-
I keep having these perverted visions of showering with my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
And then his
truth
friends
is-
starts being like, I know what you're talking about.
I
We
have
have the
these visions too.
Yeah, the same dreams.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I'm scrubbing your whole body
Yeah.
with, in the shower. And
What's
then-
real? The three of us being in a shower or us doing a podcast?
Oh,
And
fuck.
then it turns out that the podcast was a program that was implanted
Yes.
into us while we were in the shower.
And and let me guess, the soap we're using, digital soap.
Yeah.
I wonder what's going on in the like. Who is this mastermind in the shower world who is,
Yeah.
I guess, making
Shower
a shower
world is what it's
together?
called.
Music
No,
by
Yeah.
'cause that, or does that give it away?
music by
Mm.
Danny Elfman.
Shower world. Matthew Hopkins was born circa 1620. They're not 100%.
I'd like them to get firm on that.
There's always a them that's fucking with us, eh?
Ugh, tell me about it.
He was an English witch hunter whose career flourished during the English Civil War. He was mainly active in East Anglia and claimed to hold the office of Witchfinder General, although that title was never bestowed by Parliament. So he was like, I'm Witchfinder General.
That's nice, dear.
It's like Clockman.
Clockman.
Come together with your
Chance.
with your chance.
The son of a Puritan minister, Hopkins began his career as a witch finder in March 1644 and lasted until his retirement in 1647. So he was a witch finder for a few years, and then he got a condo down in Florida. Yes.
Nice.
That's a short career.
Yeah, 3
3
years of
years.
just
Yeah.
mega damage.
Wow.
Hopkins and his colleague John Stearns sent more accused people to be hanged for witchcraft than all the other witch hunters in England of the previous 160 years, and were solely responsible for the increase in witch trials during those years.
Okay.
During the Civil War, it was I don't know. I'm already. I hate that you guys can
I
read
can
along.
see
right now.
what you wrote down, and it would be hard to say.
I don't know what I was trying to say. But the Civil War was, battled for the kingdom. People lived in anxiety and dread.
Right.
It was a very tense time where you didn't know if your neighbor or friends were secretly on the side of Parliament or the king. It was also a time when people were getting rid of ancient traditions, and Puritans were pushing for new oppressive social order.
Was this the Oliver Cromwell time, Mike?
1600s?
I don't.
Or he was
know.
later, maybe.
I think he was maybe earlier.
Oh, early.
But
Later,
I'm
dude.
not exactly
Oh,
sure.
okay.
It was also, when people go later,
Yeah.
that was from Cromwell's. It was also a time when people were getting rid of ancient. Oh, I said that. Matthew Hopkins and associates exploited this fear and lawlessness for their own financial gain and scoured ordinary settlements to exploit the doubts and divisions of the inhabitants.
So he's making money witch hunting?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's his thing. In just a part of eastern England in 2 years, he rooted out and tortured about 300 people and sent over 100 people to the gallows. Like I said, that's more than
Damn.
all other witch hunters combined over the previous century. So, okay, here we go.
So douchey to be like, this is my thing. I'm a witch hunter. Like,
I'm a witch hunter. They would have their own show now.
sounds like a barista.
Yeah.
It's like a
Welcome back to Witch Hunter. Oh my God, do we have some witches for you tonight? It does sound like some sort of entitled, and I think he was like reality show or something. I think he was like light nobleman, not when you're like super rich, but he was pretty privileged.
check your privilege, Mr. Witch Hunter.
Check your privilege at the door. Wait, where are you taking my mom, my wife, my daughter, my sisters? Not much is known of Matthew Hopkins before 1644, and there are no surviving contemporary documents concerning him or his family. All right. He was born in Great Wenham, Suffolk, and was the fourth son of 6 children. His father, James Hopkins, was a Puritan clergyman and vicar of St. John's of Great Wenham in Suffolk. Puritans at the time didn't like anything, right? Performing plays, dancing, gambling, celebration, fun, even Christmas, apparently.
What?
They really sucked shit.
I can't argue with them about plays though.
Yeah. There's some plays I'm going to side with the Puritans on about this.
Yeah, why would you? Like being a Puritan sounds like it sucks. Like you don't have any fun your whole life, then you just die. Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Just an aside, even like not about Hopkins, perhaps it is my pondering during all my research today. Perhaps the Puritan is one of the darkest monsters of all human history. What was up with those dudes?
Are the Pilgrims Puritans? Like, is that the same? Is that just the same
yeah.
name for or different name for the same thing? Because
Anyone who loves oatmeal is fucked.
good point.
I feel like Pilgrims. Why am I picturing them liking oatmeal?
I love
Are they Quaker?
Quaker.
Our
oats.
friend Graham explained that movie, The Witch, to me is like,
that's awesome.
And in that movie, they're Puritans, I guess, who've come over to, I guess, America, and like they were like the people who were too uptight even for
They're
England at
banished
the
from
time.
their village because they're too.
Yeah.
And,
But
and
then-
they're too uptight for them.
Yeah,
It's like
it's sick.
such a crazy.
And they founded America.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah. Film buff nerd alert. Robert Eggers, who did The Witch, has a reboot of Nosferatu coming out in December that looks fucking sick.
That's cool. I still haven't seen. I gotta watch The Northman. I haven't seen it somehow.
Oh, dude.
I really
I
want
won't
to.
give any of it away.
And we should go see Furiosa. We haven't seen that either.
Yeah.
We keep talking about it.
God, I saw
anyway.
Despicable Me
the
Part 4
kids.
last night because I'm a film buff.
Does that have a guy strapped to a minion playing guitar?
Yeah, that shoots flames. Okay. The family at one point, we're talking about the Tompkins or whatever this fucker's name is, Matthew Hopkins. The family at one point held title to lands and tenements in Framlingham at the castle. His father was popular with his parishioners, one of whom, I guess there's a castle in Framlingham. Everybody knows there's a castle in Framlingham. His father was popular with his parishioners, one of whom in 1619 left money to purchase Bibles for his then 3 children, James, John, and Thomas. Thus, Matthew Hopkins could not have been born before 1619 and could not have been older than 28 when he died.
Wow.
But he may have been as young as 25. Mike and I were actually talking before you showed up, and it's like, it's so funny because reading about these things, and they always die like at,
30 or
Yeah.
something.
And it's like, when you read ancient literature from now, you're like, God, what the fuck is their problem? Like, every girl they're freaking talking about is like 13. What the hell is everybody? But then you think about it, it's like, that was literally the prime of your life back then.
You're like middle
13,
aged.
yeah, 13, 14, you're like, time to party. I'm going to die
I'm
soon.
gonna clip that and put it on Instagram of like your defense of dating 13-year-olds.
Gary
But
Glitter.
no,
I
don't.
did not say dating 13-year-olds.
I'm just kidding.
Gary Glitter is currently in jail trying to build a time machine back to the 1600s.
Yeah. God, I would love to live in Ovid's Metamorphosis.
Keep it down in there, Glitter.
Remember in the episode when Mike goes, "Fuck a kid"? Hey. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I'm sure we got incriminating stuff on all of us, audio here that could be used to manipulate us into prison. In the early 1640s, Hopkins moved to Manningtree, Essex, a town on the River Stour, about 10 miles from Wenham. According to tradition, I know our listeners wanted to know where Manningtree was.
They're like, "Where is Manning?" Oh, okay, near Wenham. Okay.
Hopkins used his recently acquired inheritance of 100 marks to establish himself as a gentleman and to buy the Thorn Inn in Mistily.
Wow.
That
Didn't
sounds
take much
fun.
to be a gentleman back then, I guess.
Well, that was 60. Was that?
66 pounds.
Yeah, and what's the S? here?
Shillings?
Shillings, and 13 shillings. And 4.
D. Don't know what the D is.
That's the size of his breasts. From the way that he presented evidence in trials,
Sorry.
Hopkins is commonly thought to have been trained as a lawyer, but there is scant evidence to suggest this was the case.
So he's an untrained. He's a witch hunter with no legal training. Interesting.
Yeah. I think
At least get a certificate.
yeah.
Mhm.
The only pictures of him from that time show him and his buddies smoking a bong.
Really?
Yeah. At this time, commoners and gentry alike believed in witchcraft. It was known to be used to summon demons, to help you do harm to others, and I'm just going to say it, witchcraft generally sounds cool and good, eh? Sudden ill fortune such as death of a child, bad harvest would be blamed on like a witch.
Right.
Right.
Damn it. You know what I mean? When your child died, damn you.
Yeah. Oh, a witch must have done this.
You curse me, man.
Sir, he got run over by a wagon.
Witch must have been driving that wagon.
Sir, this is a Middle Ages Arby's.
Witch killed my baby. Sir, this is a this is a medieval Arby's. Write that down for your medieval bit.
Yes.
It went from being something the church dealt in the medieval era to in 1542, secular authorities received the power to deal with witches through several acts of parliament. So they
Yes.
literally, parliament pushed in like the birth of witch hunters.
Get the church
basically.
away from witch hunting. Put
Yeah.
it in the hands of the people.
Witch hunting should
Yeah.
be separated from church.
Yeah, yeah.
100%. Following the Lancaster witch trials, which ran from 1612 to 1634, William Harvey, physician to King Charles I of England, had been ordered to examine the 4 women accused, and from this there came a requirement to have material proof of being a witch.
Okay.
By the way, I don't know if I have it in here, but knowing me, my notes are always a mess, but King Charles I of England was also before that King Charles VI of Scotland. So any history buffs here know if he became King Charles I of England because he won the Civil War? Or how do you-
don't know.
or
I
they
did
just
go
elected
to
him?
a-
You went to a school.
I went to a Scottish history museum, and
Yeah.
I did learn it, but I forgot.
I went
That's just in a pop-up video.
But I remember-
aside for
I remember
anyone
the-
who
Yeah.
listens and wants to tell us. I asked Sean
Evan, you would know
too,
this.
and Sean is like, obviously,
You asked Sean Cullen.
Colin, and he said, I think so.
Okay, we'll go with it.
That's the best authority we can get without me doing more research on the internet that was right in front of me.
We should have Sean on again soon. He's so funny.
I tried to get him on
And so
today, but
smart.
he's in Peterborough.
Oh, too bad.
That's where his family is.
He was like just explaining it to us off the top of his head. It was like, God damn,
I
he's
know.
really smart.
It's insane. It freaks me out. Elizabeth Clark. I think I may have seen things in different order, but there's this woman named Elizabeth Clark.
Mm-hmm.
So John Stern was this guy John Stern wanted to investigate her
Mm-hmm.
and brought along his friend Matthew Hopkins. So he was originally like assistant to John Stern.
Right.
Okay,
his
John's
buddy.
okay.
So you've got this witchy woman,
Yeah.
and they're gonna go investigate her.
Yeah, Elizabeth Clark. She's been accused of a witch in this town.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
At this point, women had to be stripped naked. They were inspected by 4 other women. They wouldn't be men inspecting her. And they found 3 extra teats on Elizabeth Clark, which meant that she was suckling imps at night.
No.
You know what imps are, right? They suckle off of your teat if you made a deal with the devil, and then they go out and do your dirty
Absolutely,
deeds at
yeah.
night after the sun has
Right.
gone down.
Yeah.
So she was doing that, they thought.
She didn't really have extra teats, did she? Maybe she did.
Well, if someone inspected me or Mike, they would find moles and skin tags, and
That's true.
they would call them extra teats back
Oh,
then.
okay. She might
You
have
probably
just,
have extra teats.
I probably have got a teat or two.
When I
You're a teeter-totter if I ever saw one.
when I went to the dermatologist, he saw my mole and he said, "I'm quite thirsty. Do you mind if I have a suckle?" And I said, "No, doctor, that's my
Yeah.
mole."
He said,
Yeah.
"Oh, where's your imp? I guess it's out doing dirty
She said,
deeds.
you can suck it, but it won't be milk that comes out.
You can suck it, but you can't fuck me."
And that's what I said to him.
They kept the woman isolated in her home for days on end, keeping
Good.
her under surveillance to see if her imps would come back at night. Finally, they questioned her, and in her exhaustion, she said she was sleeping with the devil. Yes, fine, I'm sleeping with the devil.
Don't ever admit that.
I know, but she was exhausted.
Right.
She probably was just fed up with these morons.
Yeah,
and
she
said,
goes, "Yes.
Fine, I sleep with the
I sleep with the
devil."
devil. And she made fun of them. A tall, dark-haired gentleman who was awesome, way cooler than John Stern and Matthew Hopkins. It genuinely made them mad. She was like bragging.
Oh, she really did say
didn't
that.
on those words, but
That's funny. So she's
She-
like, yes, I slept with the devil. He was super hot, hotter than you.
Then she summoned a bunch of familiars. Weird creatures came all around her. And apparently, according to history, really, she lived with a lot of pets, like dogs, cats, rabbits, ferrets, you name it. So,
So
They
she
were
was a
like-
bit of a cat lady, maybe.
yeah, and they're like, creatures. Yeah, you will find that most witches back then usually were like lonely people, or they had mental illness before mental illness was even considered.
This woman lives with bizarre, unholy creatures, and it's like a sausage dog
Yeah,
and a
Dachshund.
parakeet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, back then, if you saw a pineapple, you thought someone made a deal with the devil. Where the fuck what is this? It was just crazy back then. Anything new scared them. Exhausted, frightened, and possibly mentally ill, like I said, she named other women who had pacts with the devil, and they were also arrested for questioning.
She named names. That's not cool.
I know. If you don't even see something, say something back then when you're exhausted. They were all arrested and put in jail until they could be put on trial. Because it was hard to prove witchcraft, Matthew Hopkins went to the prison at night and convinced one woman she could be saved if she told on the other women. I think he was just psyched to hang women.
I think he
Yeah.
might
You know
have
what I'm
been. Yeah. The
Like, he's like, come
Witchfinder.
on. Because the trial would, like, not all of them would, most of them would get away probably because there'd be a lack of proof. So he got one to turn on all of them.
The Witchfinder we did a few weeks ago basically
Damn
was
it,
just
I'm
a.
so sorry. I didn't
No,
know.
I don't think it's bad at all. But
Yeah.
he was basically just a woman-hating loser who took out his probably own insecurities and feelings of inadequacy on women, calling them witches, and this guy's probably the damn same.
Same with William Stoughton from what's it called, Salem. Like, I think
Bunch of
Puritans in general think joy
Mm-hmm.
is
Because they're upset they're not having it. I guess they're jealous
Yeah.
or whatever.
and well, there were a lot of times where you read about witch hunters too, and like the sexual nature of the questioning and the lascivious nature of the questioning
Mm-hmm.
is always coming from the witch finders
Yeah.
like inquiry. It's them that's been like, what else does the demon suckle at night?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the
probably
woman's like,
getting-
I don't know, fuck
For-
this teat, I guess.
For
Is that what you want?
Kramer,
You fucking horny nerd.
Kramer, the witch hunter we did a few weeks ago, his thing was like, if a woman is a witch and has made a pact with the devil, one of the major things she has to do is the
Lick
unholy kiss,
Yes.
the shameful kiss, where she kisses the devil's anus.
Yeah.
So this monk just made this thing up and wrote it in a book.
Yeah.
That then everyone was like, yes, that's what women do when they
They
become
Yeah.
lick
a
the
witch.
devil's anus.
And there are
oh, it
drawings.
makes me so mad. Like,
Yeah.
get a life.
Can you give me the devil's kiss? I won't tell the witch hunter.
Look, I've got a pitchfork and some horns on my head. What do you think?
Kiss my anus hole. The work of Hopkins and
Imagine
John
how
Stern.
dirty a medieval anus would have been as well.
Oh, yeah. They don't have bidets back then.
Back then,
Yeah.
I would rather kiss a goat's anus. At
They
least
should
it's
incorporate-
outside.
They actually say
Yes.
goats' anuses are cleaner than humans.
they lick themselves.
They always say, let a goat's anus lick you. It's cleaner than you think.
At medieval times, they should incorporate the shameful kiss into the show.
Yeah.
So you're eating your broth and your potato and chicken, and there's a jousting match, and then in the corner of your eye, you see a fair maiden kneeling down and kissing a devil's anus.
Oh my God. Just between us, edit this out. Do not keep this in this episode.
Okay.
But the three of us should start our own version of medieval times restaurant, but make it a witch hunting themed restaurant where during dinner you hunt
Yes.
a witch and burn them alive at a stake by the end during dessert.
Yes.
That's a good. I mean,
That is good.
yeah. Okay.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Edit it out. Don't let anyone hear that.
What is it? What minute is it?
Minute 7.
Okay.
Minute 7.
The work of Hopkins and John Stern was not necessarily to prove any of the accused had committed acts of maleficium, which I'm pretty sure is the word maleficent is named after. But yeah, no acts of maleficium, but to prove that they had made a covenant with the devil. So before this point, any malicious acts on the part of witches were treated identically to those of other criminals until it was seen that, according to contemporary beliefs about the structure of witchcraft, they owed their powers to a deliberate act of their choosing. Witches then became heretics to Christianity, which became the greatest of their crimes and sins. Within continental and Roman law, witchcraft was crimen acceptum, a crime so foul that all normal legal procedures were superseded. Because the devil was not going to confess, it was necessary to gain a confession from the human involved. Apparently, it was hard to get the devil to confess because he's so charming.
Yes.
He always made the lawyers bashful when they had him on the stand. The lawyers always thought the devil liked them. He's so charming.
Okay.
Who
All
would you
right,
say-
all right.
No, I love it.
Who would you say has?
I love it.
Who would you say on Earth is as charming as the devil is?
Ooh,
Like a
Paul Rudd.
celebrity.
That's what I'm saying.
Paul Rudd.
So say Paul Rudd's
Oh.
on the stand.
God.
You
You're gonna be
couldn't
able
say
to.
No, you couldn't convict Paul Rudd even if he murdered.
You would have a
someone.
boner when he starts smiling at you.
Yeah.
Even if you were like, I'm
You
gonna nail him, I'm gonna get him to confess. As soon as the questioning began, you'd be like, how do you look just like you did 25 years ago?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you'd melt.
You still look like you did in Clueless.
Paul
Anyway.
Rudd, there's no way you're 56. I don't know how old he is.
However, I don't know. I guess he's getting work done, but phew, he's doing great work.
Great work, Paul. And like also, he's way older than me. He if he was not wearing a shirt, you wouldn't care.
Yeah, like I don't have any problem with you not wearing a shirt.
Thanks.
I just am saying. I think.
No.
Elfman looks He looks like a steroid WWF wrestler from the '90s. I just don't think it's. I
That's
find it a little
awesome.
creepy looking. But if you don't even have to get fit to take off your shirt. But if you did,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be fine with it.
Thank you. And anybody listening, don't slide into my DMs. I've had enough. The witch hunts undertaken by Stern and Hopkins were mainly in East Anglia in the counties of Suffolk, Essex, Norfolk, Cambridgeshire, and Huntingdonshire, with a few in the counties of Northamptonshire and Bedfordshire, and also just the Shire, where Frodo and Bilbo lived. I was so excited for that joke. I just screwed up Bilbo so hard. I was so
It's funny
excited.
because like I'm reading your notes as you're saying them, and I can see that joke coming. And
I just got too excited.
such a build.
And also just the Shire, where Frodo and Bilbo lived.
Bill Burrow back.
Bill Burr Baggins.
Ah.
You get it, guys. The Shire. They love their Shires over there.
They do.
Shire over here, Shire over there, Shire over there. Shake your derriere.
In the eastern part of England, they love the damn Shire.
Mm-hmm.
They basically stirred up grievances in small towns, and you could basically accuse any undesirables of witchcraft, sleeping with the devil, what have you, letting demons suckle your secret nipple. They extended throughout the area of strongest Puritan and parliamentarian influences, which formed the powerful and influential Eastern Association from 1644 to 1647, which was centered on Essex. Both Hopkins and Stern would have required some form of letters of safe conduct to be able to travel throughout the counties. It was really tense back then.
Very tense.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have wanted to have lived in Essex back then if I was a
The
young
fact
lady.
that they're manipulating these people who are like poor, but also in the middle of this war where there's mistrust between like your friends and neighbors and family members even, and these guys are going there and like coming up with this like, it's almost like how fantasy is the biggest escapism right now in our times because nobody wants to deal with how fucking psycho the real world is now. It's like that.
Yeah.
I bet you witch hunting would come back in a big way right now in North America.
Probably.
And no, I'm not talking about Trump.
Mike, speaking of Essex, it's like Essex to the east, Wessex, I think to the west, Sussex to the south, but they're all a lot better than the one to the north.
What's
you know
that?
that town?
What's that?
No sex.
This is amazing.
I thought you were going to say
I mean-
Nussex.
I mean, that was a great joke, and
No sex.
it was worth the long walk.
It was like your
I
county.
said amazing, and
county-
you didn't screw up the Bilbo part. According to his book, The Discovery of Witches, Hopkins got a lot of his information out of his own book, The Discovery of Witches, by the way.
Have you guys read my book, The Discovery of Witches?
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I got Ralph Steadman to do the illustrations. Yeah, Hopkins began his career as a witch finder after he overheard women discussing their meetings with the devil in March 1644 in Manningtree. Apparently, the women were at a cafe and were eating croissants and drinking tea and discussing the devil. And Hopkins went, The first accusations were actually made by Stern, and Hopkins was appointed as his assistant. Oh, I already said that part, but you get it.
Hey, Robin.
It was the Elizabeth Clark story I told you.
Howard Stern.
23 women were accused of witchcraft and were tried at Chelmsford in 1645.
Whoa.
That was the
23
Elizabeth
women.
Clark. So I inserted the Elizabeth Clark thing earlier. As the English Civil War was in progress, the trial was conducted not by justices of Assisi, but justices of the peace, presided over by the Earl of Warwick. How would you say that
Diana-
word? Assisi? Assis?
I have no idea.
It says ass size.
Ass
It
size.
literally says ass size.
Ass size.
I know, but
I
do we
get that.
want our algorithm to go nuts again on
Yeah.
Instagram, saying ass size to our phones?
My ears perked up when I heard, ass size.
The justices of ass size.
Make way.
When a good ass is walking by, there is no justice. I'll tell you that much.
There's no justice when a good ass is.
Oh, this is that first one. That first one that started them. 4 died in prison and 19 were convicted and hanged. During this period, excepting Middlesex and chartered towns, no records show any person charged of witchcraft being sentenced to death other than by the judges of the assizes. Well, I looked into a justice of assize, and what it is actually, maybe I have it here in my thing still. What
I
it
like
is
big judges, and I cannot lie. Judges with a big
I'll tell you what they are. The assizes, or courts of assize, were periodic courts held around England and Wales until 1972, when together with the quarter sessions, they were abolished by the Courts Act 1971 and replaced by a single permanent crown court.
Okay, so it was courts. The ass sizes were some courts.
Drag your
Yeah, but I
ass.
think also traveling judges would go to them and be like, "What's going on?"
I see.
I don't know. Hopkins and Stern, accompanied by the women who performed the pricking, were soon traveling. Why is this? I get my information from the same place, and it frames me of being. But no, they had a pricking thing.
Are they testing their blood? to
They didn't
see-
establish it in this article that I took this from, but the pricking thing that you learn later is if there was no sign of the devil on the body, they would still prick you to see if there was like a dead spot of flesh or something. It was fucked up. Or they would see if there was dead. If there was dead flesh, I'll get to it. But they had assistants, women assistants, that would come around pricking with them. They were soon traveling over eastern England, claiming to be officially commissioned by Parliament to uncover and prosecute witches.
So they have authority, I guess, to be witch hunters.
Yeah, but they're also, right from the beginning, pretty much charlatans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing that really connects
They're
them
not-
back to Parliament or anything.
I see.
Together with their female assistants, they were well paid for their work, and it has been suggested that this was a motivation for his actions. Yeah. Hopkins stated that his fees were to maintain his company with 3 horses, and that he took 20 shillings a town. The records at Stowmarket show their cost charged to the town to have been £23, which is equivalent to £4,700 in 2023, plus his traveling expenses.
Wow.
The costs to the local community of Hopkins and his company were such that in 1645, a special local tax rate had to be levied in Ipswich. Honestly, witch hunting is a good racket if you can get in.
It is, yeah. So you'd be like, "Hey, I'm
Yeah.
coming to your town. You guys should pay me, and I'll get rid of any witches."
Yeah, and everyone's like scared and
Oh,
frazzled
we better
and
pay them.
uneducated and
Yeah.
dumb.
And yeah, everyone was so stupid.
Yeah. Don't forget, witch trials were sanctioned by Parliament at this point. Parliament was well aware of Hopkins and his team's activities, as shown by the concerned reports of the Bury St. Edmunds witch trials of 1645. Before the trial, a report was carried to Parliament as if some busy men had made use of some ill arts to extort such confession.
Oh, so even then, some people were like, "These guys are
Yeah,
fakers."
they had some
cheaters."
skeptics
Yeah.
watching them the whole time. So that's why I think it was like a good 2.5 year run or something.
You know what it's like when scammers like scams where it's like, you have a virus on your computer, you better buy this virus cleaner,
or will
and you
drown
don't
you.
even really have
Yeah.
a virus. This is what this is kind of the same thing. Saying you have a problem and you have to pay to solve this problem, but
we
you don't.
recorded
Or
a
like when you
video,
just bought
yeah.
$500 on Bitcoin and you better like go on the website to confirm whether you want it to go through or not, and you're like, what? I got that recently, and I'm like, what? For PayPal. But yeah, so a special commission of Oyer and Terminer was granted for the trial of these witches. After the trial and execution, the Moderate Intelligencer, a parliamentary paper published during the English Civil War, in an editorial of the dates 4 to 11 September 1645, expressed unease with the affairs in Bury.
Ooh.
So, okay, this is the juicy stuff. We'll get more into the pricking now. This is the methods of their investigation.
We're entering the prick zone.
Prick. Methods of investigating witchcraft drew heavy inspiration from the demonology of King James I, which was directly cited in Hopkins' The Discovery of Witches. So I'll give you guys a quick breakdown. I've read about this before too, because William Stoughton used it as well, and probably your demonology, your German guy. But Demonology of King James was the book Demonology in Full, Demonology in Form of a Dialogue divided into 3 books by the High and Mighty Prince James and Co. Was first published in 1597 by King James VI of Scotland. No, 6. Who also, like I said, became James I later. As a philosophical dissertation on contemporary necromancy and the historical relationships between the various methods of divination used from ancient black magic. So a king wrote this book
Okay.
in 1597. Okay.
About
Is this the same King James?
Imagine writing a book about demonology in your castle. How cool would that
That
be?
would be cool.
Right? Getting
Yeah.
Uber Eats like, Portuguese chicken delivered with like potatoes.
If you did that, you'd be like, I basically am Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Watch me fuck up the country for a century.
And talking about necromancy too, that's kind of wild. Bringing people back from the dead.
Yeah.
In RPG video games, necromancers are always bad news. Like it's bad. So it never works out when you raise
No.
someone from the dead.
No.
In Baldur's Gate, a lady will come up to you and be like, "Oh, will you please, bring back my beloved husband?" And then you go, "Okay, I'll bring him back from the dead." And then he's like, "Ugh," and he's like a dead zombie. And you go, "Honey, I should have left him dead."
My God.
Do you shoot him in the head in front of her?
You might as well.
Right.
It's like in the Bible too, the story of Lazarus, that they were like, Jesus, bring Lazarus back from the dead, and Jesus was like, sure thing, I'm a nice guy, brought him back from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, Lazarus is in the news for hanging around a school and being
Well,
inappropriate with
Lazarus,
underage kids.
That's right. He, I think, was like hung out with Jared Fogle.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
tight. Yeah.
Should have left him
By
dead.
the way, sorry for this brief aside. Did you guys see that not only
That's
has
okay.
Jared Fogle been, in deep trouble for being bad, but there's a Twitch streamer called Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah.
He wears like I think a fake mustache. He looks kind of like an 80s action whatever. And he's sponsored by Subway. He's in Subway ads. And he also there's some allegation that he behaved inappropriately with underage girls. So what the hell, Subway? You're really not nailing your spokesman
No. Who's
these
next?
days.
Well, apparently they find their spokesman by smelling men to see if they smell exactly like their cold cuts. A common conversation between neighbors in a medieval village at this time in the 16th century would be, I just necromanced someone back to life, and then the other person would be like, show me. Although torture was nominally unlawful in England, Hopkins often used techniques such as sleep deprivation to extract confessions from his victims. Apparently, during this torture, his victims begged him for an Ativan or at least a 5 milligram CBD gummy.
I hear that they would blast harpsichord music at them 24 hours to break their spirit and make them go crazy.
Yeah, they would. A man would really play a harpsichord in front of a big horn. Or a lute? No. He would also cut the arm off of the accused with a blunt knife.
No.
And if she did not bleed, she was said to be a witch.
Oh, okay.
And how often did that happen?
I know. Another of his methods was the classic that we all know and use as a joke in comedy for decades and decades, the swimming test, based on the idea that as witches had renounced their baptism, water would reject them. Suspects were tied to a chair and thrown into water. All those who swam, quote unquote, floated, were considered to be witches. Hopkins was warned against the use of swimming without receiving the victim's permission first. This led to the legal abandonment of the test by the end of 1645. So they actually, and you know that one, if they drown, they were not witches.
Yeah.
So that one was actually banned and became illegal.
That's progress.
But he still did it
Yeah.
for a while.
It's nice when a government can move society forward by
Yeah.
banning something that's
Well,
you know,
people were,
Although-
when they banned the swimming witch test, people were worried about how progressive the land was getting at the time.
And
They
also,
were like, next, what are you going to not be able to drown?
I'm not comfortable with this amount of government regulation as well. I
That's
mean,
the
if
thing.
you start banning this witch test, what's next?
I can't. No, I don't have the right to cut off a woman's arms anymore.
Nanny
Come on.
state.
Yeah. What, am I not allowed to have sex with 12 pigs?
Sir, no one said anything about that.
No, you can still have sex with your pigs. We're still a civilized community. Hopkins and his assistants also looked for the devil's mark, as we mentioned earlier, in the Elizabeth Clark case.
If a devil's mark is a mole, Mike might have some issues.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, Mike's a witch.
I am the witch guy.
Yeah, it was a mark that all witches or sorcerers were thought to possess that was said to be dead to all feeling and would not bleed. Although it was sometimes a mole, birthmark, or let's be reasonable, an extra nipple. If the suspected witch had no such visible marks, invisible ones could be discovered by pricking. This is where the pricker assistants come in. I don't know why I mentioned prickers before the pricking explanation, but
So wouldn't
that's
this
just how it
create
went.
marks on them? They're looking
Yes,
for marks,
it's
but they
all
would cut them.
bullshit, dude. It's all bullshit.
Right.
It's like mind reading. I don't know. Therefore, witch prickers were employed, who pricked the accused with knives and special needles, looking for such marks. Normally, after the suspect had been shaved of all body hair. So, God, I would have a lot of time to plan my escape when they were getting me ready for me to be pricked, eh, guys?
We've got to cancel our 3 o'clock. We've got a pretty hairy guy in here.
I'm excited. No, honestly, I'm excited for you guys to prick me. Have fun. Hi-ya! And then I karate chop them when they're getting bored shaving me.
The witch is escaping. The witch is escaping.
Your witch just karate chopped me in the face.
You're buck naked and like half your chest is shaved, and you karate all the witch hunters and run out, and run away. You run through town totally naked but with half your hair.
I'm not a witch. Yeah, get me a horse.
Could that be the origin of clock? Man, I don't know.
It was believed that the witch's familiar, an animal such as a cat or dog, would drink the witch's blood from the mark, as a baby drinks milk from the nipple.
Oh.
Now here's some more of the opposition that we were talking about was starting to burble up. Burble? Hopkins and his company quickly ran into opposition after their work began, but one of his main antagonists was John Gall, vicar of Great Stoughton in Huntingdonshire. Gall had attended a woman from St. Neots who was held in jail, you know how they spell it back then, charged with witchcraft until such time as Hopkins could attend. Upon hearing that the woman had been interviewed, Hopkins wrote a letter to a contact asking whether he would be given a good welcome. Gall, hearing of this letter, wrote his publication, Select Cases of Conscience Touching Witches and Witchcrafts, London, 1646, dedicated to Colonel Walton of the House of Commons, and began a program of Sunday sermons to suppress witch hunting.
Whoa.
In Norfolk, both Hopkins and Stern were questioned by justices of the assizes about the torturing and fees. Hopkins was asked if methods of investigation did not make the finders themselves witches, and if, with all his knowledge, did he not also have a secret or had used unlawful courses of torture? Right? So they started using his shit back on him. Like, how come
Smart.
you're the special one?
Smart.
How come
Yeah.
you have this special insight?
Yeah, you
Let's
have
check your
are
body
you
for nipples.
witchy behavior
Yeah.
yourself.
There, I'm suckling one of your nipples. And Hopkins was like, that's literally my dick.
No, no.
My enemy's sucking my
Uh,
dick and he thinks it's a witch's tit.
We have an etching of you kissing the devil's anus.
Yeah. Who took that etching? Yeah, it's like you would take it as proof.
Oh, God,
Where the hell did you find that etching?
my etchings got hacked.
You lick the devil's anus? Disgusting. You must do it on me now to show me exactly how you did that.
We have etchings of you kissing the devil's anus downloaded from the cloud. By the time this court session resumed in 1647, Stern and Hopkins had retired. They'd gone to Florida to get a condo. No. Hopkins to Manningtree and Stern to Bury St. Edmunds. Hopkins's witch hunting methods were outlined in his book, The Discovery of Witches, which was published in 1647. These practices were recommended in law books. During the year following the publication of Hopkins's book, trials and executions for witchcraft began in the New England colonies with the hanging of Alcee Young of Windsor, Connecticut, on May 26, 1647, followed by the conviction of Margaret Jones. As described in the journal of Governor John Winthrop, the evidence assembled against Margaret Jones was gathered by the use of Hopkins's techniques of searching and watching. Jones, were you going to say something?
No.
Oh. No, sorry, I was just going to say haha. Jones's execution was the first in a witch hunt that lasted in New England from 1648 until 1663, which about 80 people throughout New England were accused of practicing witchcraft during that period, of whom 15 women and 2 men were executed. Some of Hopkins' methods were employed during the Salem witch trials, which occurred primarily in Salem, Massachusetts in 1692 to 93. And again, I'm giving a shout out to, I forgot about, I did notice the one you guys did a few episodes ago, but for more Salem witch trials info, check out our episode number 24 about William Stoughton. I remember having a lot of fun doing that one too.
Can I
And
say,
I remember
imagine
the reference to Hopkins' book in that one.
Imagine the awful luck you'd have to be if you were one of the 2 men in New England in the 1600s who's like, oh, God, they think I'm a goddamn witch?
Yeah, and it's like emasculating too. Like, I'm not a freaking witch, man.
I'm a warlock, if anything,
If
which I am
anything,
not.
A wizard or something.
Yeah.
Can't I be like a cool wizard? Or
No, he's a witch. He's a witch.
Yeah. Oh, God. How embarrassing.
You're ruining our family's reputation, son.
What other man would live with so many familiars? Like cats and stuff.
Yeah, what? They're my cats.
So Matthew Hopkins died at his home in Manningtree, Essex on 12 August 1647.
No.
Probably
Not
of
right in
plural.
the summer.
I know. He plural tuberculosis probably.
Oh.
So he didn't even get like for killing all those people.
He just died of tuberculosis.
He just died in the sun on a nice summer
probably
day
tanning his ass off.
In his mid to late 20s.
yeah, a
under
good
the
long
Manning
life.
tree.
Yeah.
He is buried a few hours after his death in the graveyard of the Church of St. Mary at Mistley Heath. Fuck that. In the words of
It's
his...
like it's a funny detail to include that how soon he was buried.
Quick.
Yeah, my editing skills are... In the words of historian Malcolm Gaskill, Matthew Hopkins lives on as an anti-hero and boogeyman, utterly ethereal, endlessly malleable. According to historian Russell Hope Robbins, Hopkins acquired an evil reputation, which in later days made his name synonymous with fingerman or informer, paid by authorities to commit perjury. I guess because he's like...
Oh, like a finger man is a...
Yeah, what a little... Like, he is a little bitch.
Finger man.
I would have loved to have been back in these times and Hopkins and Stern come to my town and I punch them in the face in front of everybody.
That would be so cool.
Is Chris?
Would the 3 of us punching him?
Oh,
Mhm.
1, 2, 3.
Bonk.
Chris, isn't Fingerman 80s dance hall reggae artist?
Yeah. Fingerman. Maxi Priest and Fingerman.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
You put the fingers in.
What was Maxi Priest's biggest song? Like I know his one. sort of-
Wild World, his version of Wild World, Cat Stevens.
Oh, really? Interesting.
I don't know.
It's just such a. I always thought it was a funny name. I'll just be honest. Maxi Priest.
Yeah, I always think of maxi pads giving a sermon at church.
That's what I think too. I think of a maxi pad priest.
I'm gonna say though, you wouldn't have said that to his face. I think he was a pretty big guy. when he
Oh,
was
fair
younger.
enough.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm trying to get big, and I'm not going to wear a shirt anymore.
Let's make a pact this summer that we all end the summer looking like Maxi Priest.
Okay,
yeah,
you're on.
See, Wild World has 38,020,243
Plays on Spotify.
plays on Spotify.
Oh, I think the song I was thinking of was That Girl, possibly. Is it That Girl? That
Oh, yeah.
kind of girl.
Oh, because was it with Shaggy?
I thought Maxi Priest was from
Yeah,
the
it is
90s.
Shaggy. That kind of girl. Oh, yeah. This song's the jam. This song's from 1996, too, which is peak James, Chris, and Michael. Oh, yeah, this is the best Shaggy. That's the kind of girl.
You know, Shaggy just threw out the first pitch at a Blue Jays game this week. I'm not kidding.
Oh, he
Amazing.
just-
Was
he-
Scooby-Doo there?
He played a show on June 29th at whatever York University's stadium is.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Shaggy, man.
This one goes out to Ace, the Blue Jays mascot.
Also, film buff shout out again. I just want to say, check out Witchfinder General from 1968, aka The Conqueror Worm. It's a classic with Vincent Price as the Matthew Hopkins.
Whoa.
I have it
wow.
on DVD, and they
Cool.
show fully.
dick?
They show the swimming test. They show all kinds of brutal.
Shameful Kiss?
I don't know. Is it called the Shameful Kiss or Devil's Kiss?
Shameful Kiss?
Oh, Shameful Kiss. Sorry. But also, I think it's on Tubi, which I always shout out because it's my favorite streaming service.
Tubi.
But somewhere I saw this Mark of the Devil from 1970, starring Herbert Lom and a very young, beautiful Udo Kier. Have you seen Udo Kier as a young man in like
No.
the old?
Google him. Let me get eyes on him.
Oh, you know him.
Is
You
that-
know him.
Is that Udo from Star Trek?
You're thinking of Odo.
Odo.
You're thinking, Odo sort of talks like this.
That's the kind of
Udo.
girl.
Was-
Udo.
Okay, Udo.
You know him.
Oh, I know that guy.
But have you seen him when he was young? And
He played a sort of an Eastern European villain in about 5 million action movies.
He looks
Yeah,
like a
he's the
European,
best.
European Alec Baldwin.
And he was in a
Yes.
bunch of those, like, was it Phil Morrissey or whatever? Paul Morrissey?
Paul Morrissey?
Those films from Taste the Blood of Dracula or whatever from
Oh,
the
right.
Andy Warhol days. He's in those.
Right.
Right. Wait.
That girl.
This is what he looked
That
like. This is what he looked
witch.
like in Mark of the Devil.
Yeah, he was handsome.
Whoa.
He
man.
looks like
Oh.
fucking Cillian Murphy or something.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
And that's Herbert Lom with a fake goatee.
Hey, Herbert.
But yeah, so there you go.
Very good.
Check out Witchfinder General and Mark of the Devil. 1968, 1970, dirty. And Mark of the Devil goes hard. It is very dark and gross, but also awesome. Like, they show the poking, the bloodletting, all that weird shit. And, like, yeah, it's pretty nuts.
I mean, it is totally horrific.
yes.
Well, excellent.
but it's also awesome to recreate and make as a crazy horror movie.
Oh, yeah.
Look, watch the trailer for a sec.
Okay, well, not
Look,
ideal
look.
for
Oh, I'm
the
seeing
listening
blood, I'm
audience,
seeing
but the
feathers.
trailer is
Okay, we're watching the trailer with no sound on for Mark
Tarring
of the Devil just because I
feathering.
want James
someone's
and
being tarred
Mike
and
to see
feathered.
stuff.
Oh, no, they're doing awful
And
things.
now they're running this.
Look,
Oh,
look.
ew.
oh, no,
they're-
blood on a lady.
Oh,
Oh, it's a guy. No, it's
No,
a lady.
Mike, those are breasts.
Well, I only saw I saw a cut off leg.
Makes me wonder what you got under your shirt, Mike. If you think
No, I've got two
Look,
vaginas.
that guy looks like
I mean-
Walter Matthau,
I know.
but he's definitely not.
He's definitely not. I think Walter Matthau passed on this film.
Well, excellent job.
But yeah, every man is ugly in this movie
That's the way movies
except
should
for Udo
be.
Kier. But Udo Kier, see, they're poking her.
Ew, I don't like this.
Yeah.
No, it's a good movie.
But I
See?
don't like seeing
Whoa.
them cut everybody.
Chris, all men in movies should be ugly, I think.
Yeah, I know. Except for the hero.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, excellent job.
Thanks
oh,
for
I
telling
did
us.
do an excellent job.
Thanks
this
for
time,
telling
didn't
us
I?
the story of Anthony Hopkins.
Yes, Anthony, we love you, Sir Anthony.
That's the kind of Anthony.
Is it time to be paid a visit from the?
Evil emitter.
Ah, Ooh, what's he doing? He's kissing the devil's. No, it can't be. Anus.
No.
And he has a Bible, and he's got a dismembered, like a chopped off lady's arm in his hands. Bad evilometer. Bad. You have backwards ideas that we've society has moved on from.
Well said. Thank you, Mike. I'll go first. This motherfucker, I'd say 8. Just a solid classic 8. He's just a POS. He's just killing these women for absolutely no reason.
Yeah.
So you get an 8 from me, sir. 8.0.
Yeah, he's a big piece of shit. Fuck you, bitch. 8.
Oh,
And I don't mean... I meant
you're
it-
not calling the women
No,
bitches.
no.
You're
Fuck you.
I'm
witch.
on their side.
a
Yeah.
man a bitch.
And I don't think of them as the B word anyways. I think of
No.
jerks as that word.
It would be crazy for you to call a woman a bitch because you don't even think of women like
I
as
don't.
that.
I've never have.
Yeah.
So this is
But I listen to a lot of rap. So it fucking gets in my head.
Right. No, totally makes sense.
In the rap sense, FUB,
Mm.
8.
I'm having a hard time here. First of all,
And I'm giving an 8 to John Stern too, just by chance.
Yes.
By association.
Yes.
the dynamic duo.
The
I'm a
not
bit-
so dynamic duo.
I'm a bit torn here because I think what he did was bad, but also, if you're a group of ladies in a coffee shop in the 1600s and you're actively gossiping about, meeting with the devil and summoning demons and stuff,
Mm.
part of the responsibility is yours. But and also, I don't want to ever give bad marks to a guy who wrote a book that did really well.
Well, you do love to read.
I
That's
love
the thing.
I love to read. But
As a bibliophile.
yeah, the bibliophile. I've read almost one book in the past 4 months, but not quite, and it's not even that long. I'm gonna give Johnny Hopkins. What's his name? Paul. Hopkins?
Paul F. Tompkins.
Paul F. Tompkins,
I'm
the
gonna
witch
give
hunter.
Hoppo.
General Hawthorne.
General Hawthorne. I'm gonna give him a 8.
Ooh, we all did 8s, and that's like such
oh my
a
God,
good
The
feeling.
mark of the devil, 888.
Oh no, the floor is cracking open and blood is pouring from the walls.
Oh my God. Something's sucking on my nipple.
Chris, that's not your nipple. That's your dick.
And what am I kissing right now?
Mike, no! Stop it! You're sucking Chris's dick.
Oh my God, what's happening? I'm fucking the devil in the ass. I'm
Chris,
possessed.
Chris, that's James.
The world has gotten so crazy all of a sudden because we all said 8 at the same time.
Oh God.
Oh, God.
Well, I think we can all safely say it was safer to be a fella back in the old times, hey?
I don't know who's
And current days, too.
I don't know what international listeners we have, but both Mike and I have different shows at Edinburgh Fringe Festival coming up July 29th, all through the whole month till the end of August.
Yes.
Information on my Instagram links. It's I'm Gilded Balloon. I'm doing the show Two Sailors Who Are Nuts with Sean Cullen. We dress like sailors and say insanely funny nonsense for a whole hour. And sometimes I play the bongos. And Mike, your show?
It's very funny. My show is called Thanks for Murdering My Grandfather, the Mafia. Not. And it's every day at the funny comedy hour of 2:20 p.m. at Just the Tonic, The Caves in the Old Town. And I'm doing it from the 1st to the 25th.
Nice.
Amazing.
And if you're listening to this on the day the episode has come out, I am doing a show yesterday in Kitchener. So if you can
Nice.
figure out how to make that work for you,
Gary
I'd love
Glitter,
to see you.
Gary Glitter with his time machine. He's going to show up.
Also, this is the first episode back since our big live show at the Paradise Theater. And thank you so much to everyone who came out to that because it was damn fun.
Oh my God, it was awesome.
And thanks again to Chris Siddiqui, Gavin Crawford, and Jackie Pirico and Aaron Eves for helping us
Isaac.
make it fun. Isaac, oh
Marty
my God.
Tops.
Sometimes I don't want to give him credit because I don't want to give, I think there's supposed to be the mystery there, but
Yeah.
Marty Tops for helping us.
And our Chicago
as always,
friends.
so much fun.
Chicago listeners came again. They flew.
And thank you to the Chicago listeners for
Yeah.
bringing gifts too and being so
Yeah.
kind.
Oh yeah,
It's
he
very
gave me a
nice.
Chicago
Yeah.
fridge magnet. It's on my damn fridge.
Yeah, I got a cool Chicago pin with a pigeon on it.
I have a
Pretty
beer
sick.
mat and
A beer
a
mat.
sticker of some sort, like a beer coaster.
Oh, coaster.
Yeah.
So thanks for supporting Evil Men as always in any which capacity you do. It means so much, and goddamn, it's a fun time. So thanks for coming out to that. Yeah. Otherwise, I think this was another great episode of Evil Men.